page 301, measures of central tendency. All right, what we're dealing with here is a branch of math called statistics. Does anyone know what statistics are, at least at all? Like, have any idea what statistics are? Really what it's dealing with, how do numbers relate to one another? Okay, so you can be talking about the heights of students in a class, their ages, the distances of students' homes to their schools, how many siblings a family has, how many people fit in an average room. All these things can be described with numbers, and then we can use these measures of central tendency to see how they relate to one another, okay? These are really not that bad, I hope, because you've looked at them before. But the first one we're going to look at today is the mean. Does anyone know what the mean means? Does anyone know what the mean means, and it's really not that mean? Do you know what I mean? Anyone? Anyone give it to me? Mean. That means.
What does it mean?
Huh?
It's the dime on you.
No.
Oh, it's like the midpoint.
Not the midpoint. You're close. Average. There you go. That's the word. Average. Yeah, so all it means is the average. When you're talking about statistics and math, you're talking mean. That just stands for average, okay? Does anyone remember how to find the average of any set of numbers? Yeah, Josh?
You add them up and divide them by how many there are.
Yep, so you add the numbers. So you add all the numbers. Then you divide by the number of numbers. You divide by the number of numbers, okay? So, bless you. That's how you find that average. And the average can be of 2 numbers, of 20 numbers, really there are infinite number of applications of the average. But here you have how to find it. Yes, sir? I think that's a great idea. That'll help you out. So try to follow me now. Look at the video if you need to, and then you can ask questions. That'll help. So you guys okay with the screen? You guys have all this info? That's good. It's not too hard to find the mean, which is really just the average. Why do we use the word mean? Because we're talking about a measure of central tendency, and this is what you're looking at in statistics. They call it something different. Yep.
This is an A, right?
Yes, this is an A. There you go. Okay, let's look at a set of numbers and see if we can find the mean. Now, how many, honestly, when we say to find the average of a set of numbers, you're kind of like, oh, man. Right? Why is it so tough? Somebody tell me. Why is it kind of tough to find the average of a set of numbers? Just be honest. I pretty much feel your pain on that. What do you think? Okay. Yeah, but what's tough about the math is usually you have to add a lot of numbers together, and then after all that addition, what do you have to do? Divide by another number. Okay, so that can be tough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list out some numbers here, and don't start adding them up because since we know all these properties that deal with addition, we can apply those to help the math maybe become a little bit easier. So first of all, how many numbers are up here?
8.
Okay, good. I want confirmation. The reason is this. You know what happens? I'm working out a problem, and this happens to me, and maybe it happens to you. I don't know. I wrote the numbers on this paper, and I copied them onto my big paper. I'll just call it that. And you know what sometimes happens? I write the numbers all down, but then I count these and I count those. Wait, they're different. Is that a problem? Yeah, because you're going to work this all out and realize, I forgot 37. Or I added a 4. So make sure that this fits your set of numbers. So we're good. All right, you can add left to right. You can even add right to left. But this is what I do. This is one strategy you can use. You don't have to use it. But don't you like numbers that end with 0? I like 10 and 20. 50. So this is one strategy we can use on this one. Can anyone find me pairs of numbers that add up to be a sum that ends with 0? So they're like, what are you talking about? Maybe a 3 example. Laura?
7 and 3.
7 and 3. What do these two add up to be? 10. That's nice. So I'm going to take those away because I know that they equal 10. Another sum that has a ones place of 0. Davis. 23 and 37. What does that give me? 60. Okay. Oh, those numbers are pretty much gone. Any others? Sarah?
9 plus 11, which gives you 20.
9 and 11 gives me 20. And then 4 and 5, unfortunately, or fortunately, just gives you 9. Okay, can you add those up?
Yeah.
What's 10 plus 60?
70.
Plus 20?
90.
Plus 9?
99.
Oh, that's not too bad, is it? Now, could you have just done 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 3 plus 9 plus 11 plus 23 plus 37? Yeah, of course you can. And here's one of your biggest obstacles on these problems. A lot of us, when we get this set of numbers, we automatically go to the tall tower of addition. Have you ever seen that? It's this big, long tower of adding that usually gets us mixed up because of two things. We start making it slanted, and when these are like double or triple digit numbers, we're messing up the place value. And you're also having to do this tough mental math. 17 plus 6 is 23, plus 8 is 31, and you're having to add all these numbers. Why don't you just make them easy numbers? That's one strategy. You don't have to do that. All right, but am I done?
No.
What do I do now? Yes?
You do 99 divided by 8.
All right, 99 divided by 8. Okay, 8 goes into 9. Okay, you get 1, and a 9. All right, 8 goes into 19. Twice. And that's 16, sorry. Now, am I done? Okay. So you're going to have to add some decimals here. Now, this number is not, I don't remember exactly, but it will keep going for a little bit. But I'm going to tell you this. Round your answer to the nearest 10. Okay? To the nearest tenth. Does anyone know where that place value is? It's the one right after the decimal. So it's this place value. In order to round to this place value, you got to go to the second out. Good. Okay, so 8 goes into 30. 3 times. That's okay. 24. 6. 0. 8 goes into 60. 7 times. And actually only goes one more out. So what would be my answer for the mean of this set of numbers? 12.4. That's my mean. So that's how I figure out the mean. And you guys pretty much know how to do it. Just be careful. Sorry, Murphy?
I'm confused when you divide out by 8.
Yeah, how many numbers are there up here?
Oh, that.
That's how I got that 8. Yes, sir?
Can you make it into a fraction of an answer, or do you want us to do this?
Yeah, when you're talking about measures of central tendency or statistics, usually decimals are your answer. Yeah, so keep them decimals. And do you guys remember I told you to round to the nearest tenth? Okay, I'm going to tell you similar instructions on your homework and on your quizzes or tests. And some of you are still going to do this. You're going to make this problem really hard by continuing on and on and on and on and on. And Mr. Ray, it never ends. I knew that. And then what could you have done to make life easier? Read the directions. And it's very clear. And I'm going to test you on that. Like, can you read instructions? Can you follow what you read? So hopefully you're ready because it's going to happen very soon. Okay, any questions on the mean or the average? Are we good with that?
I have questions on all of it.
All of it? Okay. What part? Mean?
What are we doing?
We're all learning the same as you right now.
I'll talk to you later. How about that? We'll help you out. The second one we want to look at is the median. The median. Okay. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it anymore. The median. It's all right. We'll get an arbitrator here. All right. The median. What does that stand for? Median. Middle. That's all it really stands for, middle. Good. Yeah, the one you gave me last time. Yep. So middle. Okay, but what do you have to do before you find that middle number? You have to do this first before you try to find the middle number. Because a lot of people just like, oh, I found the middle number, but that's actually not it. Davis. Yeah, you got to arrange the numbers. And this is not the only way you can arrange them, but this is going to be just, if we just all do it, we'll be good. Arrange the numbers from least to greatest. Get them in order. Then you can find the middle number. Then find the middle number. Now, when you're talking about a set of numbers, like you have a set of data numbers, how many means can you have? Like how many correct means can you have? One. If it's correct, there's only one. How many middle numbers can you have?
One.
Good, one. So that's not too bad for the most part, but there are some problems where it's like, wait, mister, I got two. So let's go with the easier to the harder, but are you guys good with this right here? Then find the middle number. Okay, let's get another set, so not the one you just used. Here we go. 8, 12, 22, 22, 25, 34, 35, 36, and 55. All right. Yeah, it is a lot of numbers. Yeah, not find the average on these. Not yet. Huh? Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? Sorry. No, not on this one, thankfully. Okay. Some of you do that, when you have your numbers written on paper, you do that little finger trick. You start blocking out the first and the last, and the next one's in, next one's in. Anyone do that?
Yeah.
So let me do it here.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, so here you block that in, block that. What am I left with?
25.
So 25 is my middle number. That's not too bad. And you girls mentioned how many numbers are up there?
No, I don't know if it was.
9 numbers, right? If there's an odd number of numbers, there's going to be one middle number, and it's going to be very clear. It's just that one right in the middle. Okay, that's with odd number of numbers. What happens, though, if you have, when you block those all out, you have 2 middle numbers. You can't just block them both because there's nothing there. Close. Give me another word. Give me another word for that. Find the mean of the two, right? Find the mean of the two. Yes, and you're... There you go. Work together. All right, here's another set. Make sure I write these all down. Thank you. Okay. That's a lot of numbers. How many numbers are up there? 12. Is that odd or even?
Even.
It's even. So you do that little trick, and you end up with 2 numbers in between. What are the 2 numbers?
50 and 50. Actually, no,
50 and 53.
Which one?
50 and 50. Oh,
The second 50.
I was just randomly guessing.
Yeah, it's these 2 right here. These are the ones you get. These are in the middle. Right? Now, we said to find the average of these 2, because this is a concept when you're talking, and this is like an Algebra 1 problem, so listen carefully. Whenever anyone asks you, what's the number right in between any 2 numbers? You pick any 2 numbers, positives, negative, and a positive. The way to find the middle number is to do what? Find the good, mean, average. So how do you find the average of these 2?
Add them up and divide them.
You get 103, and you divide it by 2. You get 51.5. Your median in this problem is 51.5. Okay, that's your median. So, can the median be one of the numbers out of your list? Yes. Can the median also be one of the numbers not on the list? Yes. That's if you have an even number of numbers. It's going to be in between. So, wait. Is 51.5 in between 50 and 53?
Yes.
It's like, I don't know. Here's 50, and here's 53. What number would go right in the middle? Would it be 51? Nope. Would it be 52? Nope. It'd be the number right in between those two, which is 51.5. That's how you figure it out. Some of them you could do in your head. Some of them, yeah, it'll be helpful because some of them will be decimal numbers. I mean, which is still possible, but it makes it harder. All right, and then the third, we're only going to go through 3 today, is the mode. Mode is the French word modus, which stands for fashion. Does anyone know what mode means? Not mode means. What mode stands for? Yeah, but in this, what do you mean by fashion? He's awake. Yep. The number. The most often number. It just means most often. Like, someone corrected me in the last class. I said the fashionable thing. They said, oh, the trend. Yeah, think of it as a trend. All right. So I said the fashionable thing is usually what people like wear or do or say. That's a trend, which is, so now I got to correct it. The French word modus means trend.
I don't think I'm being able to say end number.
Sorry?
I think I'm being able to say like end number. Yeah.
Here's an important note on the mode. The mode, all you have to do is find out the number, which number comes up the most. Okay, that's really what you're trying to find out. But here's an important note. Some sets of numbers, are you guys okay back there?
Yeah, they keep putting stuff on.
Yeah. Well, I keep seeing a lot of movement around here, it's like this area. So when I find out, do you guys understand when I find this out, then we're going to have some consequences. So we can keep going or we can end it here. So I'm just giving that warning. All right. Some sets of numbers, this is what I want you to get. They may have, some sets of numbers may have no mode. There is no number that is listed out the most often. No mode. Or it can just have, like our typical answer, it can have one mode. Like one number is the most fashionable. It's used the most. Or, there's a third, or more than one mode. You can have more than one mode. So let me give you a list of numbers in just a moment and show you like what those cases are. Okay, if I just gave you 3 numbers, 1, 2, and 3, is there a mode up here? Is there something that's most oftenly used here? And you're like, some people say, well, Mr. A, aren't 1, 2, and 3 all the mode? Okay, in order to be a mode, you have to be listed at least twice. So are any of these listed at least twice? So you would say no mode. All right, if I did this, what is the mode? You would say 2 and 3 because they're both listed twice. They're both listed the same amount of time. Or sorry, they're both listed the most amount of times. Yep.
Oh wait, never mind. I got it.
And then again, you can have that would be 1, 2, and 3 because all 3 of them are listed more than once, and they're all listed twice. So the most 1, 2, and 3. Okay, you guys good on that? How many of you have any questions on mean, median, or mode? There is a fourth. What's that one that you usually look at? Remember what it starts with an R.
Replica.
Range.
Range.
And we're not going to go over the range, but that means the difference between the biggest and the smallest number. What's that difference? That's the range. Okay, any questions or forever hold your peace? Okay, ready? I told you I would test you out on your following of instructions. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to give you one problem. On page 304, I want you to do one problem, number 5. Let's do number 5. Read the instructions and do them, and you will be well set. sorry, number 5.
Number 5.
And you don't have to do mean first, then median, then mode. You can go in any order. But follow the instructions. I'm giving you that heads up. Follow the instructions. Which usually means you read the instructions. But maybe not. And I would say be very careful with that addition, because then that throws off your division. Just make sure you work carefully. You don't want to do it all and get it wrong. All right, I'll give you about 1 more minute. Okay, in about 30 seconds, I'm going to call on people to give me these different parts. You're only going to give me the part I ask for, please. So again, if you can listen for the instructions. And if you don't know it, I'll just go to somebody else. Don't just call it out. No one should call it out unless I call on you. Just so we can get some order here. In about 10 seconds, I'll give you now. Try to figure it out. Okay, I'm going to ask for mode first. I don't want the mean, I don't want the median, I want the mode. So the mode I want from Annie.
12.
You're saying that the most often used number is 12.
Yes.
That is correct. The mode is 12. How many of you got mode of 12? Good. So that one usually is the easiest one. The next easiest, would be the median. So I want the median from Jake.
33.
The middle number is 33?
Yes.
That is correct. The middle number is 33. How many of you got median of 33? So far, so good, right? And if you didn't get it, did you arrange the numbers from least to greatest? If you're like, I did. Did you list all the numbers, though? Sometimes you don't write all the numbers down, or you add an extra number, whatever. Just make sure, did I write those numbers down? Did I get median of 33? The mean is going to come from, yes, I see that hand, Betsy. What do you have?
I got 29.4.
29.4 is correct. Now, how many of you got 29.4 repeating? Is that your answer? Oh, you got that eventually. You got that, and then you just. Why is 29.4 repeating not the actual answer? Yes. What are you supposed to do according to instructions? Round to the nearest tenth when necessary. So, listen carefully. Yeah, when necessary. So 29.4 repeating means 29.44. So you round it to that value is 29.4. That's your mean. Yes, ma'am?
I thought I did like church. So I got 30.
Oh, so you round it to the tens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did you get this? Like
Yeah,
in your.
I got that.
Yeah, so round to the 10th. It's that TH at the end, so that's not bad. How many of you got, even if you didn't get the mean correct, how many of you got the sum of 265? Sum of 265 was all the numbers added together, 265.
Yeah, like
I got 365.
Like you got that.
I got 365.
Yeah, so it should have been 265 for the sum. And then how many numbers are up there?
9.
9. So you do 9 into 265 is 29.4. All right. Let me ask one thing and then I'll get these individual questions. How many of you got all three of them right? Wow. Whoa. That's like triple the amount of the last class, which is, that's good. Yeah, so about 9 people, 3 of them there. And it's tough. These are not easy. Okay, question.
I got 224.1.
So,
Well, I got 20.
what'd you get with your sum, your sum of all of them? Sorry, that's how many numbers there are, but when you added all those numbers up, what did you get?
Wait, no, I got 307.
307? Yeah, so that's a little off. It should be 265. Yeah, I know. And listen, I've done problems where, especially with mean, you work them out, you get them wrong. Oh, and then but can you see what you did? That's the whole problem. And yeah, I damaged a few things in there. Okay, Sarah.
Okay, so with median, you always do at least to greatest, because that's what I forgot to do.
So technically, you could do greatest to least, but the instructions said least to greatest, and then you could do the same. But yeah, always arrange it from in order is basically what we're asking. Okay, any others? Any other questions? Okay, your homework, and you can write this down. This is going to be due on Tuesday, so it's not due tomorrow. It's not even due on Monday. It's due on Tuesday. Yes, sir, Peter.
Wait, so first, how do you do the homework for
Sorry, let me just write this down. 9 through 15 odd, and then 3 and 1. Yeah, sorry. It really isn't that bad, and especially you have a long period of time. It'll take some time, but not forever. 304 and 305.
How much more time do we have left?
So, yeah, sorry. Okay, we have about 12 minutes. Now, listen carefully, guys. I'm going to do a review of the quiz. You can start your homework, or you can listen to me as I review for the quiz. So we have a quiz tomorrow, and it's over lessons. It's back there, 6-1 to 6-5. What's today's lesson? 6-6. So it's not on that quiz. So you don't have to start the homework tonight, but you can. That's your choice. Okay, to review the quiz, I go to page 299. Yes, sir?